What up, guys? So, in today's video, I'm going to discuss how to benefit in a high interest rate environment, right? So, how to benefit from a high interest rate environment that we have today. So, as you all know, I like to discuss finance as well, other than fitness. Those are my two major things that I really enjoy doing, and other than IT as well. So I do like IT, ServiceNow, and things like that. So that's like my profession. I enjoy doing that too. So I have three main hobbies really, which is ServiceNow, fitness, and then also finance, right? So I think everyone should have a good understanding of financial literacy for themselves and how that can work, how to make it work for themselves. It doesn't have to be exact same as everyone else, but you do have to make it work for you, right? So, so again, everybody should have a level of financial literacy. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to benefit from a high interest rate environment, right? So as we all know, the Fed is increasing the interest rate, right? Percentages and things like that. So that's making pretty much anything that runs off I would say like the global interest that gets its interest calculations from, what the Fed is doing is also increasing, right? So you would say something like the home market, which their interest rate is also going up because the Fed is raising rates. So like the market, for houses, right? You have an interest rate that comes on your mortgage, and that's also going up as well, right? So you have to pay more over time. You have to pay more interest because the rates are going up, right? So this can actually be beneficial to a lot of people, especially people who are savers, right? So if you're a person who likes to save money, or this would probably be the best time for you, honestly. I'm gonna tell you how to benefit from interest rates going up. So previously during, COVID, even before that, we were in a pretty low interest rate environment. It's especially after COVID or during COVID, it got even lower. I think it got to like zero, right? So we were in a zero rate environment, right? So, and they were talking about actually making the rates negative, which is another discussion in general. So we were in a really low interest rate environment, meaning that, like the housing mortgage rates were really cheap. You can get different types of loans for a lower rate. Of course, that's dependent on your credit and your income and things like that. But again, the rates were extremely low. So that means that a lot of people borrowed money, right? So not just people like us, consumers or whatever, also big corporations borrowed money too at a low interest rate. So that was the benefit for big corporations because they can borrow money and the interest they had to pay was so low or minuscule or maybe not even existent. Maybe it didn't even exist, right? So they just felt like it was free money and they could pay it back at a discounted rate, right? So, but now we have rates going up. So when you're borrowing money, it's going to cost you more to pay that back. So that's why, there's a lot of companies firing people and things like that because they have a lot of debt. And when it comes to so much debt and that you have in high interest, they have to worry about paying that off. So that's why you see it's like a trickle down effect, right? So what we can do again to benefit from this though is that because of the rates are going up, banks are also increasing their rates for their saving accounts, right? So it's still pretty minuscule for most banks, which again is just how they operate. But you can find online banks that will give you a higher rate. So how does this work, right? So one thing I actually have Fidelity Cash Account, which is a brokerage, right? So you can actually turn your brokerage, and I use Fidelity. I suggest people use Fidelity as well. It's pretty good. You want to kind of get away from using Robinhood because you want to mature yourself as an investor. And Robinhood is for like the newly started investor. I would never suggest anybody put any type of long-term money in there. Because Fidelity to me is better. It's more stable. They have different types of accounts and things like that. So what I suggest is for you to go to fidelity.com and open up a brokerage with them, right? An account with them. And also, you can use them for investments, to invest into stocks, or you can use them for their cash account, right? So, or you can use them for both. So I like to use their cash account. I also use them as a investment. I use them for investments for stocks and things like that. But I like to use their cash account, and I realized that they're giving out like a crazy interest on their cash account. I think right now their Fidelity's cash account interest rate is actually 1.19, which is not the greatest or the highest. It's not 7%, 8% interest, but it's better than what we usually have had or normally have with our banks, right? So our banks are giving us like what, 0.12, 0.40, things like that. And they have so many stipulations, right? So I used to bank with First Credit Service Union, right? And I was, they have their high yield checking account, and I'm like, okay, it gives me 0.40 percentage in interest, which is not bad, but it's not the best. I'm like, okay, I can put money in there, it's fine, whatever. But then, they have so many rules and stipulations. For one, you got to have your direct deposit go there. You got to keep a minimum amount in there. Then you also got to make 12 transactions a month. I don't make that many transactions a month off of that account. I'm just there for the high interest. It's called a checking account, but I'm using it as a savings account. And basically I didn't meet one of their requirements one month, and they dropped my APY to 0.1 or 0.01, some crazy low amount. I'm like, this makes no sense. I'm not about to keep my money here and get no interest, and they're taking 90% of my income and then using that to invest into the stock market, using that to loan out to people for mortgages, using that to buy Bitcoin, to buy gold, whatever they're using it for. And I'm getting nothing because I didn't make one of the regulations. So what I did was like, you know what? I had a cash account open already. So I just said, you know what? I'm transferring the majority of my funds over there, because Fidelity cash account, you don't have to have all those restrictions, all those limitations. You don't have to make 12 transactions out of your card. You don't have to have a minimum balance or none of that stuff. And it's FDIC insured as well. I think up to $1 million. So it's basically like a bank for me at my brokerage. So it's amazing. They give you a debit card that you can use. So, right, if you open up a cash account, you get a debit card. You get to, you know how you can lock and block your card on your app. You can do the same thing there at Fidelity when you get the app as well. You can transfer money from the cash account to your stocks, to buy stocks and things like that. There's just so much you can do with it. If you lose your card, you can even lock it right on the app. You can lock it. Simple. You can go to ATMs and get cash out. To me, it was the best thing for me to do. And I think that if you guys want to benefit off of how high these interest rates are going, right, you have to look into accounts, online banking accounts or whatever, that offers you at least 1%, at least 1%, because you don't want to get bamboozled and think you deserve 0.5 or 0.4. No, you deserve 1%. The way these interest rates are going up, and they're expected to go up all the way till 2023, you deserve 1% and higher. So do that. It's amazing. Get that cash account. You guys are going to benefit off of that. I know things are more expensive now because we have, one, inflation. Two, we have high interest. So getting mortgages and things like that, getting loans, the interest is out of the roof. If you have a variable interest rate on any of your loans, it's going up as we speak. Credit card interest is also going up because those aren't fixed. Those are variable, I think, right? So try to benefit like how they're benefiting off of us, and get that cash account, get that 1%, get that $12 a month, whatever. And just, and again, I'm not saying that you need to save your money. You have to save your money for a purpose, right? So, saving your money, to get a house, saving your money to do what? It's okay to have maybe a 5,000, 10,000 as a reserve for maybe hard times or whatever. That's fine. But I always suggest people to invest heavily. And if they do save a large amount of money, a large amount of money, you need to look and ask yourself, why are you saving? What is the purpose of you saving this money? And it has to be a purpose, honestly, to me, to do something to make you more money. You can't just save money to save money, right? You have to use it to make more money. So that's what I'm saying. Everything, all the cash I have has to make money for me. I put it in the stock market, I put it in crypto, I put it in a high interest savings account, cash account at Fidelity, and it's earning me interest. It's earning me $12 a month. Even if it's small, it's still something, right? So you need to make sure that you know why you're saving, know what you're doing this for. Are you trying to get a house or into a rental property? Are you trying to get a car, use it for two-row? You're trying to start your own business, your own online venture business, whatever you want to do, is make sure that that's the reason why you're saving. And when you're saving, make sure that you're putting it in a place that can earn you high interest, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with having a reserve for yourself. So like if you fall on hard times, but do what the bank do. They're only supposed to keep 10%. So maybe 10% of your income, you can keep it as a reserve, and everything else goes into business ideas and investing. See? Be your own bank, everybody. Be your own bank. I appreciate you all for watching. And I love talking about stuff like this. And I'm going to see y'all next time with more and better content. Love y'all. Peace.